I could disappear forever and it wouldn't make any difference. I may as well not even exist at this school, remember? And you don't like me anyway.
You know, I have just as many feelings as you do, and it hurts just as much when somebody steps all over them.
God, you're so pathetic. Don't you ever compare yourself to me, okay? You got everything, and I got shit. School would probably shut down if you didn't show up. Queenie isn't here. I like those earrings, Claire.
Shut up.
Are those real diamonds, Claire?
Shut up.
I bet they are.
Enter into the world of L36 and dive into the power of storytelling. Here at L36, we bring together a community to discover what captivating tales can teach us and use the adventure to inspire greater insight into mental well-being. Join us for an enriching exploration. Embracing humility, life lessons from iconic films. Have you ever found yourself struggling with pride or a sense of superiority? Do you want to cultivate a more humble and empathetic approach to life? If so, you might be surprised to learn that some of the best lessons in humility can be found not in textbooks or self-help guides, but on the big screen. In this video, we'll explore how movies can help us embrace humility and share some of the most inspiring examples of cinematic humility from iconic films. Get ready to discover how the art of storytelling can inspire us to let go of our egos and embrace a more authentic and compassionate way of living. Before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us. Now, let's get started. Humility is a quality often associated with modesty, self-awareness, and an openness to learning and growth. At its core, humility is about recognizing our own limitations and embracing a more empathetic and compassionate approach to the world around us. By letting go of our egos and adopting a more humble mindset, we can deepen our connections with others, foster more meaningful relationships, and cultivate a greater sense of self-awareness and personal growth. In leadership, humility is also a critical trait, allowing us to build more effective and collaborative teams, inspire others through our example, and foster a culture of trust and mutual respect. Now, let's take a closer look at the first film on our list and see how it can teach us valuable lessons in humility. The Breakfast Club. Our first film is The Breakfast Club, a classic coming-of-age story that follows 5 high school students from different social cliques who are forced to spend a Saturday in detention together. As the day unfolds, they confront their biases and assumptions about each other and begin to open up, sharing their fears and insecurities. The film portrays humility through the characters' willingness to learn and grow from each other, despite their differences. They challenge their preconceived notions and embrace a more empathetic perspective, which is a hallmark of humility. One memorable scene that exemplifies this is when Brian, played by Anthony Michael Hall, admits that he struggles with the pressure to perform academically and says, "You see us as you want to see us, in the simplest terms, in the most convenient definitions. But what we found out is that each one of us is a brain and an athlete and a basket case, a princess and a criminal." This line demonstrates the character's willingness to let go of their labels and embrace a more nuanced view of each other. Research published in the Journal of Positive Psychology provides evidence that humility is closely related to empathy and openness to learning. This means that individuals who possess these traits are more likely to be humble. The characters in The Breakfast Club demonstrate these qualities by challenging their preconceived notions and embracing a more empathetic perspective. By doing so, they were able to let go of their labels and form genuine connections with one another, which is a powerful illustration of humility in action. The study also suggests that humble individuals are more likely to have positive social relationships and can be more caring and compassionate towards others. This is reflected in the way the characters in The Breakfast Club come to understand and appreciate each other's differences, which allows them to form meaningful connections despite their initial prejudices. Moneyball. Next up, our second film is Moneyball, which tells the true story of Billy Beane, a baseball manager who uses statistical analysis to build a successful team with a limited budget. The film portrays humility through Beane's willingness to challenge conventional wisdom and embrace a more innovative approach to the game. Self-awareness and modesty, characteristics of humility, are demonstrated by Beane as he recognizes that success comes not from individual achievement, but from teamwork and collaboration. One scene that exemplifies this is when Beane, played by Brad Pitt, meets with his team and admits, We're all told at some point in time that we can no longer play the children's game. We just don't. Don't know when that's going to be. Some of us are told at 18, some of us are told at 40, but we're all told. This line exemplifies Bean's recognition that even the most talented players eventually reach their limits, and that success requires a more collective effort. A psychological study published in the journal Personality and Social Psychology Review investigated the relationship between leadership effectiveness and humility. The findings of the study suggest that humble leaders are more effective and have a greater ability to build strong and productive teams. This is because humble leaders are more likely to recognize their own limitations and seek input and feedback from their team members. They are also more likely to encourage collaboration and empower their team members to take ownership of their work. In the case of Billy Bean in Moneyball, his humility and self-awareness allowed him to challenge conventional wisdom and embrace a more innovative approach to managing his team. This, in turn, led to the success of the team and his leadership being recognized as a key factor in this success. This idea is further supported by leadership expert Jim Collins in his book Good to Great, where he identifies humility as one of the key traits of successful leaders. If you're enjoying this video and want to learn more about cultivating humility, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below about which movie resonated with you the most. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Lastly, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood depicts the true story of journalist Lloyd Vogel, who was assigned to write a profile of the beloved TV personality Fred Rogers. The film portrays humility through Rogers' embodiment of empathy and compassion towards others, which are characteristics of humility. Rogers' ability to connect with people from all walks of life and show genuine concern for their well-being is exemplary. This is demonstrated in the film when Vogel, played by Matthew Rhys, is struggling with a personal issue and says to Rogers, played by Tom Hanks, "I'm just trying to understand it." Rogers responds with a compassionate smile and says, "Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay." This line exemplifies Rogers' willingness to listen attentively to others and show genuine interest in their lives. A study published in the journal Emotion sheds light on the relationship between humility and compassion. According to the research, people who exhibit more humble traits are more likely to show compassion and concern towards others. This supports the idea that Rogers' humility and compassion in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood are closely linked and reinforce one another. The film serves as a powerful model of how we can all become more empathetic and connected to the people around us by demonstrating the importance of active listening, genuine interest, and compassion. Rogers' willingness to listen attentively to Vogel's struggles and provide genuine support and guidance is a prime example of how humility can facilitate compassion and emotional connection. In conclusion, these films demonstrate how humility can deepen our connections with others, foster personal growth, and lead to success in leadership roles. The Breakfast Club shows the importance of challenging our preconceptions and embracing empathy, while Moneyball emphasizes the significance of self-awareness, modesty, and collaboration in building successful teams. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood exemplifies the power of active listening, genuine interest, and compassion in creating emotional connections with others. As you navigate your daily life, remember to practice humility by recognizing your limitations, seeking feedback from others, and treating others with empathy and respect. By doing so, you can cultivate stronger relationships and become a more effective leader both personally and professionally. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with your friends and family to help them embrace humility in their own lives. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. See you in the next one.